Alright y'all, welcome back. It's been a few days since I've gotten the Z32 thrown in there. Finally got around to driving it today, and the report is it's making god-awful fucking whining noises. It sounds like a dog box. I wish it was a dog box. It sounds like the gears are straight cat. They're just whining. Goes into every gear fine, but as soon as you let the clutch out, it starts making some noise even in neutral. So unfortunately we're gonna have to rack it back up. In the process of that right now. We're gonna take it up in the air, at least inspect the gear fluid, and if there's any kind of contaminants as far as metal in there, we're gonna at least drop it and then see if we can see anything further than that. Maybe on the input shaft, or maybe the rod bearing wear or something like that. Yeah, so if I have to crack it open, it's gonna suck, but oh well. We have plenty of spare parts. We got this internal section. I'm just gonna find out what the problem was and solve it. So I'm gonna finish racking this thing up as mentioned before. Get it up in the air. Alright, we just got the car up in the air. Took a little bit, I had to drop it back down, just do the lift position. It was about to fall on my face, so not gonna let that happen. Alright. Just taking a look at everything. Obviously this exterior of the trans, I don't expect to see anything on here. And the drive shaft angles, alright. I don't think it was rear diff noise. Although it's probably making noise as well. Well, yeah, I'm gonna start popping these plugs, pull a little gear oil sample, see if there's any metal contaminants in it. I guess I'll report back. Alright, let's try to catch some of this gear oil, see what it's looking like. If I'm lined up, it's gonna start puking out here. Although I don't have the fill plug open, so it might not. Oh, it's looking mint. It's looking like I put it in there yesterday. No! Okay, so I'm not overfilling it. That's sketchy.
What you doing there?
Inspecting the fluid. I put this transmission in yesterday and it's making a bunch of noise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Definitely got some contaminants on the plug.
Oh, God. That's
Part of the process.
yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Definitely some metal on the plug. It's not looking too good. Yeah, I do see some shiny. Well, we might end up pulling the transmission out. It's gonna be a fun time. Alright, y'all. Take a look at the gear oil from the transmission. You can definitely tell there's some strip of glitter in there. It's very shiny. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but yeah, I believe I'm gonna go ahead and pull that transmission back out of there. As far as today goes, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a little tired. But yeah, pull the fucking Z32 back out the goddamn S13. This Saturday's testing tune actually got canceled, so fortunately I have a little bit more time, another week to sort this out. But 2 weeks after that, the 31st of the month, we actually have a first drift event, media day. Gotta show up for that, looking good, driving good, so gotta get this shit situated. All right, y'all, back here at the dealership, of course. Last time over here, drained gear oil in the transmission. Obviously we found some strip of glitter in there, so wasn't too happy about that. I believe the plan is we're gonna pull that back out, at least separate the cases and see if there's anything we missed, see if there's any obvious signs of what the fuck's causing that noise. So on the bright side, we actually got news to come pick up our motor. Machine shop's finally got it ready, so we're gonna go hop in a unit, head over to the performance clinic right now, pick it up. Alright, y'all, we just hopped in a unit. We picked a Jeep Wrangler. That's the only thing we had to drive right now, and unfortunately the tires are hella cupped. So it's just droning like a motherfucker. But quick highway trip down there to the performance clinic rather. We're gonna pick up that motor, as mentioned before. Should be on the way back here shortly. Alright, we just got to the performance clinic. Let's go in there and get our motor. Alright, pulling away from the performance clinic. Got the motor in the back. Block's looking good. Head's pretty much assembled. Got to take the cams back out to throw it on the block, but shit, we got the cleaned up crank right behind me. I'm hoping it's not rolling around back there too much. I'm on the way back to the dealership right now. We're gonna unload, take a look at everything a little bit closer. Alright, we just got back to the dealership. Let's unload. Alright, we just got everything in here. Crank's looking wonderful. Got the head with the BC's already installed. Got the SuperTech solid lifters in there. I'm gonna take the plastic off and get a better look at it, but we're gonna have to pull those cams back out anyways. Block's looking wonderful. Got the board over 20 over. Just to clean up the walls and whatnot. Mains are looking wonderful, they said. Box full of everything else we need, throw this together. Fuck yeah. Finally. Cannot wait to get that assembled, throw it in the car, figure out this Z32 problem, and then get it tuned, see what KA can actually do. I have to get a rear differential, but should be the only limiting factor. Oh yeah. Alright, it's the end of the day on a Friday. I believe we're gonna have a little bit of time. We're gonna mess with the drift car. The Z32 transmission's making some noise in it. It's howling, sounds like a dog box. So I believe we're gonna drop it. Probably said that plenty of times by now. Just need to get to it, so. My God, does this look good. I am ready for the power that this KA is gonna make. I am happy to see all this back from the machine shop. It's been a very long time. I believe I was over there like 4 months. A little excessive in my opinion, and their opinion as well. They apologize for that, but hey, here we are. Just in the nick of time. We're gonna try to get this in there right after media day event, right before the opening day for Kill Care. I have like a 2-week window to get this in, get it made up with the Z32, make sure that's all proper. Then drive out to Chicago, hopefully put it on some rollers. And then get a tune on that thing. It's B85, whatnot. But this head is looking wonderful. I got some BC 264s installed in there. I'm obviously gonna take them out to torque the head back on, but I got some stainless BC valves, all the goodies. New valve guides, seals, everything. And then up top, actually the best part, SuperTech solid valve buckets. They don't have the 2-piece design anymore, so I don't have to worry about knocking a puck out on high RPMs or anything like that. So I guess I should be able to achieve a little bit more RPM with this setup. Obviously the best, we got some CP pistons and then some Manley rods. Not everything was in stock when we were sourcing this all, but everything's gonna hold the power we plan to make. Some race bearings, ARP goodies. Yeah, quick little update. Not gonna get to this quite yet. Obviously we had problems right now with the Z32. We plan on driving this engine right now with the 10 pounds on media day event and a couple testing tunes. Just refuel the car and whatnot, but yeah. It's gonna be a fun time. Alright, I've been over here reviewing some footage of the disassembly stage, and the machine bell housing appears to not have a countershaft bearing in there. I may have overlooked that. I suppose I have a cage with needlers in there, needle bearings. Let me show you on this bell housing that did get separated. It's a little hard to see, so maybe it was in there, but we're gonna take it back apart just to find out, as well as see if there's any clear signs of what the fuck was causing the noise. But as far as the video goes, I believe that's what the culprit was. So let's lift the vehicle up, find out. Alright, I took off this inspection cover on the side of the transmission just to get an eye up in there and see if there's anything that I see out of place, but everything's looking good. That throw bearing operation is fine. Obviously I have the slave unbolted, so just gonna be moving around a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately it looks like I'm gonna have to pull the transmission back out, so I'm gonna do what I can down here before getting that cross member and bell housing bolts loose, and then hop back up there, pull that shifter out, and then go get the trans check. Shouldn't take too long. Probably not gonna film the whole process, just to, you know, keep efficiency going here. Fuck it, let's knock it out. Tell you what, I have no idea how the fuck I got this tight.
Damn it. Starter bolts. First bolt's gonna give me this much trouble. Fuck. Stupid head. It's not getting where I need it to go. God, fuck this bullshit.
Alright, I'm trying to get that starter off. It's actually being a bitch, that top bolt. I have no idea how the hell I got it tight. It's probably with some ghetto setup like this. 1/4 inch adapted to a stubby fucking 12 point. But, no. Jesus Christ. Oh, what's up? Fucking done with this trans already, man.
Fuck this shit.
Alright, motherfuckers. I turned the camera off and I got to work. As you can see, got the whole transmission out of the car. And completely separated. Doing a little bit of forensic action here, trying to find out the culprit of that noise. And there really isn't any clear indication. Once I got the cases split, I really didn't find any stripper glitter. I'm not sure what the fuck I was seeing. I was pretty confident it was stripper glitter, but fuck do I know. But this back bearing here, very audible compared to the spare transmission internal section I have over here. This bearing, very firm, barely spins. This guy, I can hear it over here. So it's probably the culprit of the noise. Unfortunately, we have to get a bearing puller to actually replace that. And if I can successfully pull it off the other section over there, I'm just gonna swap them. Don't really have the time to wait for Z1 or whatnot for week shipping when testing tunes actually next weekend. So I guess I'll look over the rest of the bearings, everything else, compare it to this other section I have over here, although this one could be shot as well. But yeah, I'm gonna slap it back together tomorrow evening, I believe. and then throw it in the car. Maybe take it for another test run. If I had any guess on what the hell the noise was, it was probably that back bearing, or somehow the input shaft was misaligned. To get the tail section, or actually the shifter rather, in the proper location, we actually had to fucking twist the transmission a lot. Not twist it, but move it back and forth. And I'm not sure if we had the bell housing bolts snugged at that point. I imagine we would have, but definitely getting ahead of ourselves. As mentioned before, probably just gonna get this thing slapped back together tomorrow evening. Hopefully get that bearing swapped out if we can get a bearing puller. I don't want to slap it back together without doing so prior. But we're gonna get this slap back together, throwing it in the car, probably do a little bit of testing. Got to get this squared away before the testing tune. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up here for the evening and get the fuck out of here. Fucking A, gentlemen and ladies, if there's anyone watching out there. But yeah, we're back here at the dealership. Got the Z32 stripped down. Had a fun time last night. It's Saturday morning. It was a long ass week, so I was not happy to get this thing back out of the car last night. But here we are, taking a look at everything. I mean, the only thing I found last night was this bearing was making quite a bit of noise, but if I can get a replacement or swap it out with the other one, if I get a bearing puller to pull that off successfully without damaging it, I'll swap that out. But pulling two bearings off, it's probably not probable without breaking one of them. So we'll see how that goes. If not, we're just gonna slap this back together. It was just how at the end of the day, I didn't really find any metal contaminants inside the case. So I don't think it would be anything that would cause, you know, any explosion or anything like that, catastrophic event. So probably gonna get that back in there. We'll source another one just to have a spare, just in case. We'll take the bell housing, obviously that was their machine section from MazWorks, so it's really the only goodies that we need to keep. Yeah, I mean, here we are, trying to get this thing together. I booked a dyno slot on the dyno rather, in April 8th, I believe. It's a Saturday. We're gonna take a trip out to Chicago. Probably gonna rent a U-Haul trailer, tow it behind my unit. If not, try to get a bigger truck to pull it. Make a 2 days trip out of it, get a hotel or something out there. Should film the process. But yeah, I'm gonna get cracking on this. See if I can get a bearing puller. If not, we're just gonna slap this back together. Hope for the best. Throw it in the car. Really don't have any time to fuck with, so here we go.